It's ironic because I used to play a lot of games with a guy called Skitch, Michael Skitchiano. He makes video game soundtracks and whatnot. Picked up nothing from him. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Stoneface Reactions. I'm Theta, and we're back with another episode of Dandadan. As always, we come back with notes and a board. So let's go ahead and hit up that board real quick. And just like before, there is not really much of a change. I connected Manjiro to Gigi with a green line, which I probably should have done before. And I added the Beethoven guy and connected him to Ken and Arya with a red line. I'm aware that I said that I was going to make a change to the board last time, and I've kind of forgotten what it was. So, I mean, if you hit me up in the comments and I haven't done it yet, remind me. I have just completely forgotten. Alright, as I said though, I have notes. The maid cafe bit, specifically with Ken and Momo, was just a bit strange. Clearly because Ken's been forced to be here, but also doesn't really want to leave the situation, whereas Momo is trying to do a good thing for the house and is being embarrassed by her friends for it. Now, clearly I don't mean she's being embarrassed by her friends for trying to help the house. She's just being embarrassed by her friends. If it had been more organic, I could see it being cute. Like, I don't know. I don't know what you mean by organic. Like Ken wandering up there by himself, rather than being forced, I guess. But as it is, just felt awkward to me. Still, it was the slice of life stuff that I like, so not saying I didn't appreciate it. On top of that, it led to a real connection moment, so as awkward as it seemed, some real closeness was earned. So thumbs up to that at least. So yeah, in the background of the shot, at the front of the maid cafe, was a sign that said SRI, and stood for Science Research Institute. And I can't help but feel like this might be another thing, like in Ken's magazine that had the giant worm in it, and then the giant worm was a plot point a few episodes later, that this might be circling back around. Because otherwise, I don't know why the front of a maid cafe would have this in front of it. Unless it turns out that SRI is going to be like a rock band or something. I don't know. The photograph that was taken at the maid cafe says October 14th, 2024 on it, though I doubt it matters much as I can't remember any dates being brought up for any future events. That might have been the day that the episode aired, for all I know. It's funny to think that we got introduced to the finger over the head thing in season 1, and then Gigi was making fun of it. Momo only ever regarded the fact of how it concerned her grandma, vis-a-vis her grandma being insulted, and never made it known that it was making her basically immovable. I don't know, it just seems like that's an important facet, like, to go over. We go over this whole thing, and then not what it was about. Like, it seemed like she was regarding it as it did nothing, and then now we know it did a lot. I guess we are in a Naruto-type universe where you can push chakra out of your pores. I didn't even notice it during the reaction that the cigarette smoke pushed away from Gigi when she held it up beside him. That's mostly due to my aversion to cigarettes. I was actively trying not to look at it. We really need to get Gigi into a Ninetales situation. Time alone to talk to Evil Eye inside of himself. We know that everyone is saying that Gigi got tricked and that kid inside isn't the suffering child that always wanted to play. But I think we need that sit-down time to confirm it or not. Or even just to see if we can come to an agreement of some sort. Otherwise, Evil Eye is just getting smarter and faster. His last breakout attempt was brilliant. He'd either have to have access to Gigi's senses while Gigi is in control, or they changed and in a fraction of a second's time identified the hot water threats and isolated them from himself. Speaking of which, I get it that he's bad and wants to kill everyone, but I'm getting super tired of everyone trying to rip Momo's clothes. Once a season is too much even. I get it, fan service is a strange mistress, but we are pressing up against a very uncomfortable border. You gotta feel bad for Gigi. because you know he doesn't want to hurt anyone. But at the same time, his choice to want to save Evil Eye has put everyone in danger. More and more as each day passes, in fact. On top of everyone making sacrifices for his consideration. He's in a tough spot that will only lead to more regret, no matter what path he takes. Was the manga that Momo and Ken were reading Hajime no Ippo? I didn't recognize the cover, but when Ken is practicing as Turbo Granny walks up on him, he's saying, "I gotta snap," like that, which is one of the first things Ippo goes through when trying to catch leaves so he can prove himself and get training. It aligns too well for me not to think that that might be the reference here. And my last note here, according to Granny, catching Evil Eye without his curse attack, Arya could have stood up to him this entire time. And yet every time he's busted out, she's the one person who hasn't powered up to fight him. I don't know what that means, but I'm just pointing out a fact. Alright, and as a matter of fact, we do have one comment, Killian from We Became a Family. In English, exactly the Dragon Force singer plays the vocalist of Heihachi, which I guess is just a crazy guess that I threw out there because it sounded like Dragon Force to me. Although ironically, as you know, I rewatch these in English when I take my notes because, the emotionality hits me better when I watch stuff in English. Did not recognize him as the lead singer of Dragon Force, so called it in Japanese, didn't think anything of it when I watched it in English. But anyway, that was the board, that was the notes, that was a comment, nothing left to do but to hop on in and see what we get.
But before we get started,
make sure that you hit the like button,
hit that subscribe button,
comment down below to feed that algorithm.
On top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this, unfiltered,
uncensored,
and uncut,
as well as some early access stuff,
you can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
Yeah, I don't know who MBS Animation is. I was commenting about the Science Sorrow part, but Dandadan here is the only thing I know about MBS Animation. How many ghosts were here at the school? Like, why don't they attack the students during classes? Or are they only active at night? I can see this as being training. Ironically, dodging, this reminds me of when Ippo had to go under the bar, dodging left and right. So yeah, I'm just saying, if it actually was Hajime no Ippo, that ironically Momo was reading for, I guess, enjoyment's sake, but Ken was reading for the sake of, I don't know, learning how to punch from a manga? It just, again, ironic. I don't remember which fight it was actually that Ippo had to train for that. I guess you must have been learning how to... See, the problem is I don't know much boxing either. I'm a massive fan of Hajime no Ippo. I have watched all of it. That's the only reason. No, it has been on the channel. I tried doing it with Arcloid before. I think I even mentioned it there that I had watched it all, but I may have forgotten a bunch of it. That's the only reason why I wouldn't do it as a solo reaction here on the channel, because I've seen it. But, yeah, no, there's just the one where Ippo Makanauchi, is going to, like, a playground at night, because it's the progressively shorter bars, and he's just constantly weaving back and forth, and he keeps bumping his head on the thing, hurting his head. But that's the point, is he's trying to do it fast enough and get low enough to avoid those heights, to avoid getting punched in the head. Must be like the whip. Maybe it was that the guy who did the janky arm thing, Hitman pose, I believe it's called. If that manga had nothing to do with Hajime no Ippo, I've just been going on about it for no reason. I do love the black and white motif with just some colors. It really looks nice. So that sounded like Ode to Joy for a second. That was Mozart, right? So the guy saying poop poop, I think, was Mozart. I don't know enough about all of these guys, but I believe Mozart was the one that had a poop fetish. And Beethoven. It's obviously Beethoven. I mean, attacking while dodging too, that's pretty impressive. Yeah, again, I don't know enough about musical notes for this either. It's ironic because I used to play a lot of games with a guy called Skitch, Michael Skitchiano. He makes video game soundtracks and whatnot. Picked up nothing from him. To be fair, you do only have 50% of Turbo Granny's power. But we still haven't found that other ball yet. Unless I'm forgetting something. I don't think we've ever covered what kind of music Ken likes. Well, there we go. Ken doesn't like music. Oh, except for that. We heard him like that. That was pretty fast, too. I mean, honestly, you could just remember the sound of the metronome from earlier. Think our mannequin guy ever experienced these guys in school, since they're both at the same school? It's a good day for her. Also, not for nothing, that wouldn't have killed her anyway. Didn't kill him when they said "and dead." Guess he didn't get enough about the awesome music from before. Now I wonder if this is going to be a place where we keep coming back to. Or are we going to defeat them once and say that we've learned everything we could? I mean, honestly, if you wanted to keep training, you need them around. You don't want to defeat them too fast. The tune that you learn ABCs to. I think I knew the second one too, but I couldn't place it within the amount of notes we got. Okay, so clearly they're not actual ghosts, but it feels like they're one ghost that's animating a bunch of stuff. Okay, maybe it's just a Beethoven ghost. Does feel like a, I can't think of what to call it. I guess Five Nights at Freddy's, like an animatronic. I can't think of the guy's name. Real famous opera singer, although the one I'm thinking of is extremely fat. And this guy doesn't look that fat. What do we learn in here, though? They're not throwing out musical notes. I gotta say, this is fucking creative in terms of fight creation, fight scene creation. I could almost expect a Zompok Toe based off of this from Bleach. This is Ode to Joy, isn't it? Yeah. Imagine trying to get murdered to Ode to Joy. So far, the last couple of episodes' soundtracks have not missed. I both like classical and I both like Dragon Force. I guess this would be the equivalent of fighting Evil Eye at, Mark 10, or whatever they called it. I guess thank God the Giants are doing nothing. Oh, I get it. It's Dandadan does Attack on Titan. I mean, it doesn't hurt that you're having them all attack each other. And of course, the closer you get to them, though, the greater a cacophony it becomes. Guess the message is if you can dodge a note, you can dodge a ball. Also, at the same time, I can't help but think this has got to be a copyright-free battle music, right? It's all classical. Unless somebody copyrighted this very specific rendition of it. Knocked some color into her. I mean, technically, he's the only one who hasn't attacked anything. He just sings. The greatest part of Ode to Joy. Love it. This is like the best. He hasn't even gone in overdrive yet, unless that was overdrive right there. Full throttle overdrive, you know what I meant. Yeah, this is a pretty fucking amazing training. At the same time, though, you gotta hope that Gigi releases the beast so that you can prove that you can actually do this against Evil Eye. Again, the fucking groping. Well, yeah, but now you've overpowered her, apparently. Although she probably likes that you said that. Again, I really like her, but she knows she's not going to wind up with him. Oh, I didn't recognize she was thumbs downing her. I thought she was about to punch her. The kids, the fucking kids are giving power to pictures.
殺されたら現実でも死ぬけどよ。二度とごめんだ。っていうか、なんでこの学校の会議をあんたが知ってるの？なんか企んでんじゃないでしょうね。わしゃ常々てめえらをぶっ殺してと思ってるよ。
Like I said, it's an infinite training room now.
もう一度林を呼びましょう。ジャシも確実に私たちの対策をしてきています。
He already left to call them.
考えたくないです
That was last episode.
誰か死にますよ。
Oh, he left to talk to Gigi about it. Okay, that's better.
ジジさんだって聖子さんやモモさんを殺したくはないでしょう。このままではジジさんの両親とも暮らすことはできませんよ。明日お祓いをします。実は林の手配はすでにしてあります。
Oh, never mind. He just did it. He just went and did it.
ノリトは私が掃除をします。
ばあちゃんも何か言ってよ。家族にするっつったじゃん。ジジだって霊力の修行してんだしさ。ねえ。
Again, he's got to be feeling bad. He literally almost killed Momo, or worse. Oh wow, this episode? We must be leading into it because I thought this fight was going to be next episode. I wasn't going to talk about it because I thought it'd be next episode. Oh, jealousy again, Momo, come on. Hit him with cold water.
誰も手を出さないでください。今からジャシをボコボコにぶっ倒します。
ちょっとオカル怒るよ。遊びじゃないんだからね。
腹が立ったんですよ。自分は綾瀬さんがジャシに襲われた時、すごく腹が立ったんですよ。一時はどうにかなるって思ったけど、でもやっぱりジャシは危ないですよ。獰猛で狡猾で放っておけるようなやつじゃない。それなのに綾瀬さんたちはジャシを受け入れようとしてて、そんなのすごくおかしいし、そんなのすごくかっけえじゃんよ。
Oh man, that's the man Momo loves.
自分の弱さによ。待ってろよジジ。てめえのジャシを守りたいって意志はよ、絶対守るぜ。
No, 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 no. Ken's turned into the fucking hero. This is the hero arc. Again, he's so fast. He prepares for everything the moment he changes. Oh, I can't wait for next episode. Oh, it sucks. Sucks. Normally, my plan to record everything back to back, I would just watch the next episode tomorrow. But I gotta record 2 other things tomorrow to make sure I keep up with stuff. I gotta do another episode of Yatagrasu tomorrow, and I gotta do another episode of Unlimited Blade Works, which are also both shows that I really want to watch. So it's not like I'm being left behind on something. But this is clearly the payoff thing. I really want to see that. So, yeah, I don't see. There's the thing, is I knew this wasn't going to be a repetitive training thing, right? Even though this really felt, well, Ludwig van Beethoven, audio stock. even though this felt like a thing right out of Bleach for me, we are, 24 episodes? We're 2 seasons in, basically. Wasn't a chance in hell we were going to spend the amount of time Bleach would do on a training arc. So, one night, whatever. One night is all we were going to get on this anyway. But, which is fine. Speed us through. We want the emotional hits. Once we get over this fight thing, we're going to go to the next emotional thing, which is going to lead us into next season, I assume.
わしをなめんじゃねえぜ。わしはいつでもてめえらをぶち殺せんだよ。この家みてえに粉々によ。
俺腹減ってんだろ。夕飯できるまでそれでも食ってろ。やったー。次回家を建て直したい。お前も手伝えよ。
It's very interesting what they do in these next time ons. For one thing, it's not a narrator just telling us what's going to happen. So, it's not directly spoiling, but it's always if something big's about to happen, they show it immediately. And then they show the rest of the episode. So, legitimately, we know Ken and Gigi, I guess, Evil Eye, are going to fight. And then they know they're gonna go to school, and it's like normal stuff is gonna happen afterwards. Also, apparently, they're gonna destroy the entire fucking house in the effort. It's just funny that we show everything, because, we would have to know more episodes are coming. So, presumably, they're not just gonna kill off the main characters. Also, not for nothing, this hasn't been proven to be that kind of show yet, that would just kill off main characters. Sorry, I couldn't remember her name. Acrobatic Granny. Was that her name? Acrobatic Dancer. Acrobatic Silky. So we have 2 other Grannies in the show, so my brain just went Granny. Acrobatic Silky, horrible death scene. Never was really a main character, though. The daughter, I'm not putting that daughter as dead on the board. I don't care if it's like 100 chapters into the manga or it's a chapter unwritten. She's still alive in my book and still needs to be rescued. Sorry, I just tangented on my mind. I don't know what I was about to say there. I want to see this fight. However, I think we can all know what's going to happen, which is to say, Ken is going to beat Evil Eye, and that's going to be the thing. Evil Eye now knows there's somebody it can't defeat, and is going to submit in some way. Maybe we'll get the conversation I was talking about before, where Gigi will talk to Evil Eye from within. Because I don't actually know how Evil Eye is going to be subdued. The element that they brought up was the fact that Evil Eye is just growing in strength as time goes by. So even if Ken beats Evil Eye now, Evil Eye could just be stronger tomorrow or next week or whatever. Unless the idea is that he'll just keep fighting Evil Eye and they'll just get stronger together. In which case, though, we're going to leave Arya and Momo behind in strength. So I don't know. But then again, I have no idea what is going to happen in the show. It's like when you're watching Bleach and you're like in the first couple of arcs, you'll never see Aizen coming. Or, any of the other crazy shit that's coming up down the road. So, for all I know, we're in the beginning of the show, and there's a whole alien empire that's about to come to Earth, or, the government, the Scientific Research Institute, anything. Well, anyways, I think that's basically it. This was a massive training episode. It was filled with cool classical music, which is funny because I watch Legends of the Galactic Heroes here on the channel with lessons, and all of its stock music is classic music. So it's unexpected to be watching the show that we just basically got Dragon Force for, to then go through a whole fight sequence with classical music. But yeah, like I said, I don't really have that much to talk about for this one. Again, this is mostly training, and they were awesome, cool fight scenes that I just don't have that much to talk about for. Hell, I barely had anything to talk about for when they were happening. Sorry guys, if you came here for Reaction Town, I kind of suck at this sometimes. Somebody out there he sucks at this all the time. Whatever, man. But, yeah. I think that's going to be it. So, once again, I have been Theta. This has been Stoneface Reactions, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stone-Faced Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?